This seems messy. So Brandon Aiyuk's personal wide receiver coach is TJ Houshmandzadeh, who used to play for the Cincinnati Bengals. Houshmandzadeh recently went on Fox Sports 1 and was asked about Brock Purdy's contract extension. Here's the quote. Here's exactly what TJ Houshmandzadeh said. I believe they did overpay for Brock Purdy. Again, this is Brandon Aiyuk's personal wide receiver coach. I would imagine they talk fairly regularly. I believe they did overpay for Brock Purdy. Houshmandzadeh said, I would have given Purdy $47 million a year. That would have been the most I'm giving him. We needed you last year. You went 1-6 against playoff teams. He's talking directly to Brock Purdy now. We had guys hurt. Christian McCaffrey was out. Trent Williams was out. Brandon Aiyuk got hurt. And you couldn't really get it done. I think Purdy is a hell of a quarterback, but I'm not giving you money when you've shown me that when we need you to take over, you can't take over. When we need you to carry us, you can't carry us. But at one point, they said Jalen Hurts is overpaid. Now, Jalen Hurts is underpaid because he won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. If Purdy takes the 49ers to the Super Bowl and they win it, then his contract is well worth it. Until he does that, he's overpaid. I mean, I kind of agree with Houshmandzadeh. Like, if Purdy wins a Super Bowl, no one's really going to care what he's getting paid. But until then, I think it's looking like an overpay in the sense that Purdy just wasn't good last year. I mean, usually when people get contracts like this, they go to the Super Bowl, or they're coming off an MVP type season, or they threw for 4,500 yards, or they threw for 30 touchdowns. He won 6 games and threw 20 touchdown passes. Now, he was great in 2023, but he didn't get the contract extension. He wasn't eligible for it after that. Usually when people come off seasons like that, they don't get rewarded. I mean, the Niners could have just not extended his contract and let him play out his rookie deal. We'll talk about that in a second. What's interesting, though, is that this is Aiyuk's guy. I mean, does this mean that Aiyuk feels the same way? Does this mean that other players on the team feel the same way? Is that a big topic of conversation in the locker room? Did Brock Purdy get paid too much? I mean, wow, the 6th best player on our team is getting $53 million a year, or the 7th best player on our team. What about me when it's my turn? I could see that potentially. I mean, this TJ Houshmandzadeh saying this opens up all those questions. So probably not the smartest thing for him to do. But again, let's come back to his point. Is he wrong? No. I mean, what would have happened? What would have been so bad if the Niners had offered Brock Purdy $47 million a year, which to me is still too much, and, structured it the way they did, where it's front-loaded in cash, but back-loaded in salary cap hits, and just said, this is the highest we can go for you. Sorry. On principle, just because of how bad you were last year. Brock says, I won't accept that, and I'm mad. Okay, well, look, dude, you signed a contract. You're under contract. I'm really sorry that the CBA prevented you from getting much money the first 3 years. That's really in the past, and it's not our control. So we'll offer, we'll see what you do this year. And if you go to the playoffs and you put the team on your back, we'll offer you so much more money. The Niners could have done that. And I think everyone said, like, that's not an option because Brock Purdy would get upset. Let's look at it from a different perspective. What about CJ Stroud? What if CJ Stroud had been eligible for a contract extension this offseason? Obviously, he's not. He's only been in the league 2 years. But what if he had been? What if the CBA was different? He's coming off a year where he went to the playoffs and won a game. But just like Brock Purdy, 20 touchdown passes, 12 picks. If CJ Stroud had been eligible for a contract extension and he wanted $53 million a year, and the Texans said, no, sir, you didn't prove, even though you went to the playoffs for the second year in a row, even though you won a playoff game for the second year in a row, we don't think you've shown enough. We're not going to pay you that. We're going to make you keep playing out your rookie deal. Would the Texans have been wrong? Would people have taken the Texan side or Stroud side? I'm thinking they'd take the Texan side. Love you, Stroud, but grow up and play better. I think that's what a lot of people would say. You're still under contract. You still have more opportunities to get this extension down the line. And it's interesting that, some teams would take a hard line with the player. The Ravens did it with Lamar Jackson, who's a future Hall of Famer. And the 49ers were more concerned about having everything be copacetic. And I don't even know what that word means. No drama. They paid a tax. They paid the no drama tax. Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for playing. Use promo code Cohn, COHN, and download the app now. Brock Purdy wasn't going anywhere. He wasn't going to hold out. He wasn't going to complain. I mean, if he did complain, I just don't see how he'd have that much support. just like Stroud wouldn't have that much support. You want $53 million a year? Throw more than 20 touchdown passes. Right? I mean, have a TD to INT ratio that's actually 2-1. I don't know. But it's really not about what I think. It's about what TJ Houshmandzadeh and Brandon Aiyuk and the players think. I wonder if the 49ers have some struggles this year, if the thing that the players point to is this contract, even if it's not even the real reason, right? His cap hit is low. But if the perception is that the Niners are struggling because of this contract, then that's the reality. So, again, this is pretty messy. And maybe Brandon Aiyuk either should get a different personal wide receiver coach or tell, this one to not go on Fox Sports 1 and talk about the quarterback of the team. Just a thought.